After a widowed retiree finally settles into the peaceful lakefront home he's dreamed of for years, his entitled neighbor decides to cross a line, literally, by destroying something truly priceless. What starts as a petty HOA power grab quietly escalates into a calculated standoff, where patience, precision, and carefully measured property lines become the most powerful weapons in the fight. This is the kind of story that keeps you hooked from the first sunrise coffee on the dock to the dramatic final activation of a custom-engineered boundary marker. Picture this: Dale Hutchinson, a 62-year-old retired steelworker from Ohio with 3 decades of quality control experience at Akron Steelworks, moves into his late wife Martha's carefully chosen lakefront dream home in Willowbrook Lake Estates. Martha had passed from cancer 18 months earlier, leaving behind not just memories, but a living memorial, a 15-year-old rose garden with 27 meticulously selected bushes, including rare heirloom varieties from her grandmother's Kentucky garden and delicate pink Queen of Sweden roses imported from England. Every morning, Dale continued their ritual, sitting on the dock with coffee, listening for the cardinal that still visited, breathing in the rich fragrance of those roses she had nurtured with love and composted coffee grounds. Then Sloan Kensington arrives next door. A 43-year-old pharmaceutical sales rep from Columbus. She pulls up in a white BMW X7 sporting the vanity plate. Sloan 1 joins the HOA board almost immediately and appoints herself the neighborhood's self-proclaimed improvement coordinator. Loud phone calls about closing deals, constant contractor crews, designer athleisure just to check the mail. Everything about her screams entitlement. Within weeks, she files complaints about Dale's moving truck, noise violations for his quiet morning routine, and then crosses the ultimate line. While Dale is at the grocery store, her contractors bulldoze the entire memorial garden to make way for her planned hot tub and deck expansion. 27 bushes ripped out, roots torn, heirlooms dumped in a landfill like trash, the Celtic knot herbs spiral destroyed, even the little meditation bench gone. The air fills with diesel and crushed petals, a scent that still haunts Dale. Sloan brushes it off with a dismissive, "Honey, that old garden was an eyesore anyway. I'm improving property values. You should thank me." When Dale shows her the survey proving it's his land, she claims a verbal agreement from the previous owner and keeps digging. Police call it a civil matter. That night, finding Martha's detailed garden journal, pages of handwritten plans, sketches, bloom timings, Dale decides he's done being the grieving widower she can bully. Precision becomes his weapon. He installs high-end security cameras with timestamps, catches her contractor dumping debris on his property, files counter-complaints. Then he notices her new deck and hot tub platform encroaching 23 feet onto his land, nearly 3,000 square feet of lakefront property she's stolen for her personal spa. A licensed surveyor confirms it. 2,847 square feet of illegal encroachment, valued improvements around $184,000 built on land she doesn't own. Ohio law gives him options: demand removal, charge retroactive rent, about $2,300 per month for lakefront, or even claim the structures under accession doctrine. But Sloan doubles down. False complaints, towing his truck, tampering with survey markers, a felony, even attempting to bribe a surveyor and sneaking onto his land at 3 a.m. with garden shears to sabotage what she thinks are hydraulic lines. Dale, methodical as ever, researches everything: HOA bylaws, county codes, public records revealing Sloan's divorce debt, $280,000 owed to her ex, using the encroached land to boost value for refinancing. He discovers she's running an illegal Airbnb on the stolen property, earning $38,000 while using Martha's remaining roses as photo props and listings. Every move she makes provides more evidence: videos, audio of bribery attempts, police reports, timestamps. The masterstroke? A 6-foot cedar fence built exactly on the surveyed line, but not just any fence. Using his engineering background and help from retired colleague Jerry Martinez, Dale designs a hydraulic system, underground cylinders, smartphone app control, backup lines, decoy boxes, all hidden and installed discreetly during Sloan's business trips. The fence rises from ground level in 90 seconds, silent and precise, emerging right through the center of her deck and hot tub. Cost? Around $25,000 total, less than his monthly benefits, but priceless justice. The climax unfolds at 3:24 a.m. one night when Sloan, in full meltdown mode, attacks a decoy control box with a sledgehammer. She triggers the system instead. The fence rises smoothly, punching through her $15,000 hot tub, draining 400 gallons of chlorinated water across both yards in a dramatic flood. Neighbors film it, videos go viral locally. Fence fights back. Police arrive to find her standing in the mess, sledgehammer in hand, claiming booby traps, while Dale calmly shows the survey and permits. At the packed HOA meeting, with the fence visible through the windows like a wooden monument, Dale presents everything: aerial photos, Airbnb screenshots, criminal evidence, photos of the destroyed garden. The room goes silent hearing about Martha's roses. Sloan storms out threatening lawsuits. The board votes, unanimously, 90 days to remove her structures or face massive fines. 3 months later, settlement, $85,200 total, back rent, fence reimbursement, garden compensation, plus a public apology in the HOA newsletter. She chooses removal, costing her $89,000 more to relocate pool, deck, everything. Criminal charges drop in exchange, but harassment stays on her record. She sells the house at a loss, moves on. Dale uses the money to create the Martha's Memorial Garden Fund, helping elderly neighbors with landscaping grants, already aiding dozens. The garden blooms more beautiful than ever, protected by that famous hydraulic fence, now a local attraction for engineering students. Every sunrise, he still sits on the bench with coffee, cardinals singing, roses fragrant, boundary clear and unarguable. If you survived your own HOA nightmare, property dispute, or entitled neighbor saga, share in the comments. These stories remind us, sometimes the best revenge isn't anger, it's precision, patience, and letting the rules, and a perfectly measured fence, do the talking. Welcome to HOA Stories, where we dive into the wildest neighbor drama, Rick from Reddit revenge tales, and those unforgettable Karen moments. New videos every day packed with conflict, comedy, clever comebacks, and sweet justice. Subscribe and join us. We turn every ridiculous rule into a story worth watching. Warning disclaimer: these narratives are fictionalized, inspired by real-life themes, but created purely for entertainment. Any similarities to actual people, events, or situations are entirely coincidental.